Hello, what a good goal or bad defending. Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. Just want to show you this bad pass here that goes awry and what ends up happening afterwards. Overall, I did catch a little bit of this game the other day. It wasn't brilliant. It was basically two lazy Premier League teams looking to get to the beach as fast as possible. But to be honest, that's probably how they played most of the season. It's just that they put a little less effort into this game, which made it a little bit obvious of how bad they are. Let's move the play on for a second. We'll show you what's going on. Bosch, there's the bad ball. He's played. He's played back. Crystal Palace guy they were trying to do some intricate little football, and all of a sudden it's just gone a mess because there's no one where he's passing. He just literally passed it to a big space with two Not Forest guys. Ball here though, it's quite a decent ball in behind. He uses the outside of his peg and he knocks it on, right? Bends it around. It's a solid ball. But I want to show you about this striker and what a lot of bad players look like, because this striker is a terrible footballer. I want you to understand it when you see it, okay? So as the ball gets played forward, Bosch, off it goes, and we stop it. Right now, the keeper's in no man's land. If this is a good player right here, he's hitting that first time over the goalkeeper into... Can't do it. His left foot, can't do it at all. We know he hasn't got that skill in his locker, but that's not the issue I want to show you. So over the years, the amount of players I've coached, and people will say, oh yeah, but he's a really good player. No, he's a really good player because he's playing against rubbish people and he's bigger and stronger than them. This is a classic example of that. And how you can tell is normally by their first touch. The first touch is normally so bad, you don't notice it, because they're so big and strong and fast. There's players that have been doing this for years. There's players that played for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele, his touch was awful, but he was so fast it didn't matter. He was absolutely beating you with skill and pace. Right? Sorry, pace, not his skill. His first touch is terrible, sets himself up, and now he has to fight to make it a second touch. And it looks good because when he gets into a fight, he can deal with that. So this is what this player's doing right here. As it comes across, watch. Bluff. There's his first touch, completely screws it up. So right now it's not out enough in front of him to get a shot off or to do anything. So now what he has to do is rely on the rest of his skill, because his first touch is useless, to actually try to do something. That's what he does now. Blah blah blah. Now his next touch is terrible. Inviting the defender in. He could have put it through that goalkeeper's legs. He could have gone left or right of him if he was a decent footballer. But now he's got to get into a physical battle, a confrontation, which he's going to win because he's a big, strong lad. But because he's rubbish at the football, he couldn't use any of his ability to put it through the keeper's legs, put it over his head, put it left or right, or do anything. Fights away, and then whacks it into the bottom corner. You see, he gets away with it. It looks good, but it's actually really, really bad because of the other opportunities. Because he's playing against bad defenders, he's been able to beat them and do that. If that was a quality defender, after that first touch that was terrible and the second touch that was terrible, when he gets into that physical battle, the defender would have cleared it. This wouldn't have been a goal, but it was. Bosch, in it goes, and he scores the goal. That's the difference with good players and bad players. This guy's a bad player, but you're going to think he's good because he does something like that, and you don't realise the lead-up play before that was so terrible. If this defender was any good, he would have lost the ball to him. All right, let's check out the next goal. Okay, we're just doing the build-up here, and I want to highlight this. Look at this here. This is when that player steps forward, okay, what's immediately supposed to happen is people start filling in and covering the gap. Not the gap behind the player, not here, alongside. So that gap isn't too big. This guy isn't doing that. He's run up to pressure the ball. Good decision. Correct decision. Right? But these guys now need to be shifting over, because when they start shifting over, it triggers this guy to come back and start filling in. None of that happens. None of it at all. So when this ball comes across, bump. Terrible first touch. Bad tackle. Doesn't matter because we're playing the dumpster level of the Premier League. No one really pressures it. Takes advantage of it. If this guy right here was switched on, when that ball's kicked up, he would have put extra pressure on to take the ball off him. He's not really interested, though. He's thinking about playing golf or being down the beach. Look, Dom. He's too far away, too slow. Now they're overextending. Look, what they need to be thinking of now, because you can see that telegraph pass, he's not going to win that, is covering in the spaces. You see this guy pointing again? Look, He's terrible at the football, telling everybody else what to do. No, mate, you need to be tucking back in here because you're missing one player because he's pushed forward. Because you don't want to be isolated 1v1 there and 1v1 there without some backup. And you're technically the backup. You need to be coming in and helping in because if this cross does come in, it's coming into this area and you can be there on the back post to help. Or you, because you're not doing anything either. But let's just move it on and see what happens. Oh, he does. He starts jogging back in. I don't mind that. This guy hasn't even moved at all. He's not interested in playing football at all. He's just out for a nice little walk in the park. This guy's jogging back in a little bit. Not enough for my liking, though. As soon as that ball's out wide, I'd want him probably just a little bit deeper. About there. That's fine for me. Let's see what happens as we go across. Bosch. Ball goes up. Near post run. I don't really mind that he's not there for the near post run, but this guy should be doing better. He's been following him since back here, this defender. They were 1v1 here, all the way to here, and he's still 2 yards away from him. This is why this guy gets a goal, because this defender is not really defending. What he's doing is going through the motions. Oh, sorry, mate, I was giving you a hard time. I didn't see this player coming in on the back post. I'll take it all back. You're fine. You carry on doing what you're doing. I didn't know there was another guy on the back there, but apparently there is because they're playing with the back a million. This guy gets a goal because this defender is just nowhere near close enough. As this ball comes in, let's have a watch. Dosh, look, he still ducks to try to win the header. The defender does. He's 2-3 yards away from him. That's called going through the motions to making it look like you're defending, but you're not actually doing anything. That's why he's terrible at the football. I'll see you next time on Good Goal or Bad Defending.